In the central village of Mangilao, near the coastline of the Pacific Ocean, lies an aquaculture research station with various types of sea life. Its mission: to provide knowledge, educational programs, and research to the community. Join us as we learn more about the Fadian Hatchery.
I'm Joanna Delphin, and this is Dig It.
Hatcheries serve as a place for artificial breeding, hatching, and rearing of sea life through the early stages of animals, fish, and shellfish.
Our hatchery is, when we get the hatchery to UOG, it is a leading agency for aquaculture development. And it's carry the role to provide educational and applied research program to the community. And also we provide technical support and product to the community.
The Guam Aquaculture and Development Training Center, also known as the University of Guam Fadian Hatchery, is the largest and oldest aquaculture center in the Western Pacific. What began as a private facility for fish and eel production in the 1980s now exists to support aquaculture development on Guam and the Western Pacific through several projects. Before our team set out to the hatchery, we had to follow strict rules that required us to avoid consuming or coming in contact with raw or cooked seafood. This biosecurity measure is of high importance in order to keep the facility operational.
We are very strict on the biosecurity because all the pathogenic agents can be passed through to the shrimp stock or fish stock easily. Right now, we don't have the funding to building the infrastructure to protect us, and we have to rely on having a strict biosecurity rule to maintain this high health status.
Among the dozens of tanks we saw, Dr. Gong shared some of the projects she and her team are conducting.
We have Panels Vinami, is a white leg shrimp, Pacific shrimp, and that's the one we are conducting the breeding program. And we study the genetic, nutritional interaction, and also we study the environment impact or interaction with the genetics for the breeding program of SPF Panels Vinami, which is a disease-free shrimp. And this is one of the few programs in the whole world. The second one, we have the different genetic improved strain of tilapia. We have 4 or 5 tilapia strains here, and mostly we provide those fries to our local farmers. The third one is rabbit fish. We have some stock. We are trying to work on getting some project going to maybe to do the natural restoration of the ocean stock. We also have the Plectropomas aurelatas, that's a coral grouper. We're sourcing to try to get a high health stock and aim at to producing the stock for the reef restoration, reef stock restoration.
And that's very important, especially with climate change.
Exactly, and especially the nature population is dropped significantly in recent years, and that's what we see our hatchery could do to help to preserve our natural resources.
Though the University of Guam Hatchery team is working on ways to reintroduce sea life to the ocean, we as a community need to remember our role in protecting sea animals for our future.
Dr. Gong, thank you so much for inviting us down to the hatchery and talking to us about what it's all about and just a little bit about the projects that you have going on here. Is there anything you'd like to say to our viewers?
Thank you for coming, and thank you for your continued support of sustainable aquaculture development on Guam.
Thank you so much, Guam, for joining us for this episode. We'll see you next time, but in the meantime, feel free to let us know, did you dig it?